Good evening. I say hello to all of you that are watching us from different parts of the beautiful code 256, that is Uganda. This is the People's Agenda that happens to be on your screen every Wednesday 10 to 11 p.m. My name is Mordecai Muriisa Martin Jr. and we are here yet again to have a discussion that is going to take us for almost an hour. And but I believe by the time we finish up, an impact, of course a positive one, will have been added to the development of this nation. Well, you all know that the youth in Uganda contribute over 77% of its population, and being under 30 years of age, 77% of the youths, and over 7 million youths from age of 15 to 24 in Uganda. And you understand the kind of challenges, the struggle they go through, and at times we are pulled to make some judgments that are probably blaming a certain person, or it could be anyway. But at the end of it all, you realize that you and I hold too much power to build a better country for the youths. If we have over 77, that assures us that they hold the future of this nation. Well, now today in the studio, I have a very awesome lady who is going to have a very awesome conversation with me, and we are going to be discussing youths. At times, to me, she's a lady who needs no introduction, but to you, probably you would be interested to know her name or come on the show.
Thank you. Thanks for hosting me. Good evening, viewers.
First of all, you let them know the name and what you do.
Well, my name is Lillian Aber, and I am the chairperson of the National Youth Council and also the Senior Presidential Advisor on Youth Affairs. All
right. Senior Presidential Affairs on Youth Affairs. And at the same time, the chairperson of the National Youth Council is the one that we have, Aber Lillian. And we are discussing youth at this right moment. Well, you come at a time when there's something that is actually dominating the media, and it has actually been dominating the media for the last good years, and this is about the Youth Livelihood Program. Yeah. That could be a friend who has just arrived in Kampala, or who could have been in some rural areas of Uganda, and they do not actually understand what Youth Livelihood Program is.
Okay, the Youth Livelihood Fund is, first of all, a revolving fund that the government has put in place to support the youth who would like to come up with enterprises that can generate income in their hands. And since 2014, this money has been in existence. And it's a very good initiative, and I must say we have registered a lot of success stories. Very many young people out there, the rural, the educated, the uneducated, are really making good use of this money. However, we faced some sort of challenge during the first release, and by then the political season had just ended, and there were a lot of politicking whereby the first disbursement was affected through the recovery. And these youth who got the money, because they were misled by some of the politicians who told them, well, this money is just kasimo. You don't need to pay it back. It's government giving you, just use it. You know how sometimes the opposition can brand these things, or politicians can brand these things just because they don't maybe agree with the project. So that affected the majority of the young people in terms of recovery, because they believed in them and misused the money. So we are still trying to look for these people, these young people, and encourage them to pay back the money, because the money is a revolving fund. How to access it? You form a group of 10 to 15. Well, in the recent review, we reduced the number of the beneficiaries from 5 to 10. But you'll have to have at least 40% of the women in the group. So you go and pick an interest form from the sub-county, and all the group members should be coming from the same village. We do that because we want to manage, we want to follow up, and we want these people to have a sense of working together. So if you're from another village altogether, it's very difficult to implement such projects. So when you get the interest form, you'll be called, they will guide you, we take them through training before money is released. And this fund involves a lot of stakeholders at the district level. The youth chairperson, the youth district chairperson. As you know, the youth council has got structures up to the village level. So in the implementation of this program, the district youth chairperson must sign on the form before money is released to this form. So that is how we tend to involve everybody, even the cow of the district must sign on the form. So it's a very good program. I hope you can also be a beneficiary since you're still a youth.
True. Then talking of politicking and the opposition, at times politicians trying to brand government projects as with their own terms. There's a narrative that is ongoing that most of the beneficiaries are those people that subscribe to the ruling party.
That is absolutely not true. I dismiss that allegation because it's not true. I have on record young people who, actually you don't even need to tell us which political party you subscribe to. The process is just so open. What you need is only a national identity card to show that you belong to that village. That is the only thing we ask for. It's not even possible to have any government program implemented on the basis of political party, unless it's an NRM project. Then maybe they will say, okay, only NRM subscribers can ask for it. So that's not true. I thought I dismissed that allegation.
You dismiss it. Well, talking about how you've registered a number of success, could you be able to tell us the statistics, if possible? Because we still have complaints of the unemployment and poverty rates being high every now and then, more especially in the young population.
Well, like for the Youth Livelihood Fund, so far we have supported over 100,079,800 plus groups who have benefited from this fund. And this is on record because they are the groups who have gotten the money. And these people who have gotten the money, actually some of them have even finished clearing the loan totally. And the money is being used to support other groups which are coming up. So that's already a good move in fighting unemployment. And for me, why I really I really support this program totally as a youth leader, it is because it tackles both the educated and uneducated youth. And also secondly, it is a demand-driven kind of initiative. You come and ask for something, then you give, and it's not just pouring. So okay, that's the money. You can just do it whatever you want. Yeah.
Well, now I understand. But then, some people will say that the better option would have been, please teach some people how to do some things. It's not a matter of giving them money. Actually, it brings me to a certain slogan, give me a hook instead of giving me a fish. So many are like, why don't you open up some things like institutions that are going to teach these people to start up their own jobs, not necessarily giving them money? Because at times they will think, every time I do not have money, I will have to run to the government. Well,
I think the analogy of saying giving a hook, I think that's not what Youth Livelihood Program does. Actually, yes, it supports you to go and begin something out there and rely on that project to get you out of poverty. It's not just giving you money. What can I give an example? Like maybe during political campaigns where people come and sit and they just give you, okay, this is 10 million, you can share 50-50 and go. No, this is money given to you to start a project. And I think it's a very good initiative. By the way, we have never had any youth program like this. I can tell you, since I have been in youth leadership, I've been since students' politics and now in the youth fraternity 10 years, I've never seen such a program. Because, if you have been given a startup capital, what else do you need? Yes, we can. We agree with your suggestion of having institutions training. That can just be another initiative to support these people coming up with skills. We also work with some of these groups that train. There are quite a number of NGOs offering skill-based training, business. What is it called? Is it accounts management kind of? So these groups who have already been trained, if they form a group in line with how the project has been designed, we just give them now the money to start up, which is working up. It's a good model which is working up.
On 9th December 2015, Daily Monitor published a story. Youth fail to repay livelihood program funds. That was a story on 9th of December 2015. It came out again on 11th of March 2017, recently, and they said government orders youth to refund these livelihood program funds. Is it an initiative or a program that is seeing youths failing to pay? Because at the end of it all, if they take this money and it is not accounted for, what are we chasing after?
Well, the money is accounted for, and there's a very stringent procedure of following up on this money. Well, the Daily Monitor's reports, I do not know where they drew it from. They might have prematurely captured that element of say they have failed to pay. You see, the Youth Livelihood Program fund is given to these youth who have different enterprises, who also begin in different intervals. So as a certain group is paying, the other one is still in the process. Remember, you give them 2 years to pay. So you cannot rush to say they've failed to pay. No. Though we have had challenges of course, some of the youth whom their enterprises get affected along the way. Like, for example, we had groups of youth who had engaged in maize, planting maize agriculture. Then later on, they were hit with hailstones, and the maize garden was totally damaged. Okay? So they reported this to the district, and we followed it up. And it is still our responsibility to make sure that much as they have made a loss, we should again try to support them to start up something which is better with a little money which is either left in the account and they pay back the money. But you can't put pressure on such a group, because you can also see that something has happened, is not within their intentions. 2, there are some youth who change enterprises. Like, I requested for maybe a piggery project, and I realized that the feeds are very important, are very expensive. So I am not in position to manage the piggery project. However, let me try produce. And it is allowed to do that. And that's why when I saw the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development, Mr. Pius Ujirimana, being questioned about the ghost groups, the existence of ghost groups, I just straight away drew a conclusion. I'm like, oh, these people do not know exactly what's on ground. These MPs should first go do some research on ground to know why these people might be referred to as ghost groups, because they have just changed enterprises. So in the names of the projects which were funded, assuming we are looking at maybe 2015, 2016, it was maize project, but it was changed to piggery, or it was piggery changed to maize. So if they're not existing, you have gone on ground, you didn't find them, you just have to know they have changed. So there's even no possibility of having ghost groups in the youth. Yeah, there's no possibility. First of all, we can tell that money has been withdrawn from the accounts. We can tell through the signatures of the district, the COW, the District Youth Council Chairperson. It's a whole segment of a process. So, and I was looking at these guys firing questions. I was looking at total naivety about this project, because they ought to have gone through and first found out what is on ground. So I didn't feel happy about it. And this Permanent Secretary, Mr. Pius Ujirimana, is the backbone of this program. The man sat down and designed it, And I really commend his zeal for the young people. It's not easy to work with us, the young people. And for us as National Youth Council leaders, we want to, by the way, make it very clear to this PAC people and those who have negative energies to stay away from our programs. If they continue misleading the youth about this youth livelihood program, we shall mobilize against them, because they will come asking the youth for votes. If you are telling them not to be hopeful, the program is bad, and yet there are others in your district benefiting from this program.
Talk about the bad elements in the program, because they just can't come out and say the program is bad. There could be something that is wrong with the program.
You see, in a program, in an implementation or program cycle, there's bound to be a challenge, and that's why they do reviews. Okay, and I've noted to you one of the challenges is the issue of changing projects. Okay, a youth asks for this and then finds out that it's not easy to carry on with it, and it's changing. That one is bound to happen. Even if you're just doing your own business, it will happen. Secondly, things like delays from the districts, delays in bringing the forms, and they end up being funded late. Those are some of the challenges. But the biggest challenge of this program is the challenge of funding. The Ministry of Finance releases only like 40-30% of the money to be used to fund these programs. How do you expect the youth who have already expressed interest and they are waiting for this money to survive? They get disappointed. Actually, the Ministry of Finance should take it that upon themselves that they prioritize the money for the youth. You cannot joke with such a very big number of young people who really want to do something, and you're frustrating them. It is high time government prioritizes issues of the youth by putting more money into such programs like Youth Livelihood Program money, because it is something that is hands-on. You see a group of people benefiting. You go and see them, that they're even employing other more people. You are handling unemployment issues. You are increasing on productivity in terms of agricultural products. You are engaging them in addition of within the value chain, adding value to the products. And that is the way to go if we are to fight unemployment. You can never capture everyone within the public sector. However, you can give people hands-on, skills and capital to start up something to defend themselves. So Ministry of Finance, we really want to request them. One day, as Youth Council, we shall mobilize all our structures to go and pick all the money from Ministry of Finance to support the young people.
A language that you actually communicate to my ears every time you talk about mobilizing.
Yeah. It's so easy to mobilize the young people to demand for what belongs to them. It is so easy. We have got structures. We had millions of youth leaders up to the village level. We have 9 at the village, 9 at the parish, 9 at the sub-county, 9 at the district. So multiply 9 times all these sections. It is very easy to demand, but they need to prioritize. That's the last resort. We are youth leaders who embrace, diplomacy and discussions, but we want to see government, Ministry of Finance prioritizing funds that belongs to the youth, because unemployment is pinching out there. And such a program is a good program that will help. Thanks to Mr. Pius Vigirimanda for the initiative, but we need finance to support this money. And we will not just keep on talking. The next time we see the young people being frustrated, we shall maybe ask that we first come and demand an explanation from the
We're talking of repaying the funds and the reports of the Daily Monitor. I want to ask you, if at one time a certain group or groups are given money and they make a total loss and they remain with zero, totally zero, like it happens in business, is it a forgiveness, or they still have to pay whether they want it or not?
We have not captured any scenario where a group of youth has made totally zero loss, no. Because what happens normally, they don't withdraw the whole money at once. They withdraw the money in segments. Like if you're going to do bull fattening, you withdraw the first maybe batch of the money to do the shelter and maybe organize where to put. Then the next one you buy the bull, then the other one you go and withdraw for buying maybe feeds and all that. So it's not possible to just be stormed on
Just
zero,
in case, it could be
zero losses.
a gradual process.
That one is captured. It will be captured as one of the challenges, but we normally try to see how to help them before they reach into a zero totally loss. Yeah, but we try to support them, but that has to be fully captured. If it's captured, then we can consider that yes, this is a bad loss. But if it's not captured, you'll have to pay the money because there's nothing that shows that maybe you had a challenge. That's why this business collapsed.
Well, I will of course ask you to again let me know about, or let the audience know about the relevance of this program. You've registered a number of success, but then you could be a little bit give details.
Yes, I want to make it clear that this project is a very good model to fighting unemployment
And poverty.
And to end poverty, to getting youth out of poverty. And I want to call upon young people who are out there that if you haven't accessed this money, please try your best and go and get this support. It is the opportunity to get you out of poverty. And you'll not remain a youth forever. Today you're a youth, tomorrow you will not be a youth. And this affirmative action will end. So take advantage. We have got very many people who have used this money positively to change their lives. And we have got many, even to just hold the meeting of success stories. You'll be amazed how these young people are really using this money to change their lives, and others are even employing their fellow young people. So it's a very good program that it's a shortcut into fighting unemployment, especially when you venture into the agricultural initiative. That one is fast paying, very fast paying. So I call upon young people to embrace this program and don't be misled
by politicians.
By politicians who say this program is not good. No, you may wait a little because government things must go on following steps, because you have to also be accountable. It's not just something you walk in and you're given. Just be patient, follow the procedure, and you'll get the money.
We truly appreciate you so much for keeping your eyes on Rico TV Uganda. I'm telling you, my name is Mordecai Muriisa Martin Jr. It is the People's Agenda show that happens to be on your screen every Wednesday, 10 to 11 p.m. And in the studio, I have Lillian, who happens to be the chairperson of the National Youth Council, at the same time, Senior Presidential Advisor on the Youth Affairs. Now, we are taking a short commercial break. When we return, we still have her. She's going to be letting us know about a number of things in as far as what they do as the National Youth Council. Keep your eyes on Rico TV. We are taking just a short commercial break.